wonder what I should have. Can I impersonate some Buffy School cow milk? I don't know about that. Well, we know about that. Sit down. Let us persuade you. Dear Disney Dad, people have reached for a glass of milk for over 6,000 years. Milk is the perfect drink with 13 nutrients and 8 grams of protein. No way! Actually, yes way, because whey is the protein that builds your muscles. Dear Disney Dad, we have plenty of milk for you to try. My sweet Matilda can produce an average of 8 gallons of milk each day. Don't you mean 6-7 gallons? That is 112 cartons of milk a day. That feeds up to 5 classes a day. Dear Disney Dad, the nutrients in milk, including calcium, potassium, vitamin D, and magnesium, help kids like you grow strong. Dear Disney Dad, so what will it be? I'll take a Buffy School cow milk. Dear Disney Dad!
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Burning Acres Virtual Chat. I am Brittany with Discover Dairy, and today is going to be so much fun. We have Farmer Natalie on standby. We've got all of you checking in with questions and comments already in that chat, and we have 2 of the cutest calves on the planet, Ivy and Rizzo, ready for their close-ups. This event is part of the Adopt a Cow program. More than 48,000 classes and 2.1 million students are all part of the fun this year for free, thanks to our generous supporters at the Midwest Dairy Association and the Dairy Excellence Foundation. And I know many of you are already excited for next year. So go ahead and mark your calendars because this Friday, May 1st, you can start re-enrolling for next year. Simply go to discoverdairy.com/adopt. And once registration opens up, you can log in, re-enroll, and you're set to go. And we'd love for you to invite some friends to join us next year too. Because this is a live event, we want to hear from you. Go ahead and drop those questions and comments into that chat. We are so excited to hear from you, and I know Farmer Natalie is excited to hear your questions. Speaking of that chat, before we go to Farmer Natalie, let's see who's joined us today. So let's scroll all the way to the top. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of you on already today. Let's see. We have Oak Lawn Park District Preschool says, thank you for having a great year, and they're excited to see Ivy. So hello, preschoolers. We're so excited to have you on this morning. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. We have Miss Torres. They love Rizzo, and they've had a fun year. So hello. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We have Miss Burton's 3rd grade class who has loved watching Rizzo grow this year. We have 2. Thanks so much, 3rd graders, for joining us today. How about McLaren Stars say thanks for a great year, and they love Ivy and Rizzo. Ooh, very cool. They had both of them. I love that. Let's see. We had Mihan Elementary, and some 2nd graders this year. Hello, thanks so much for joining us today. Let's scroll down a little further. We've got some more 2nd graders who are joining us today with Miss Fouch. Hello and welcome at Mount Prospect. Thanks for joining us today. We have Miss Hertz from Glendale Heights who are excited to hear from Farmer Natalie. Hey, Farmer Natalie got a shout out. That's exciting. Yes, we're excited to see Farmer Natalie too. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's do a couple more. We've got some 4th graders from Burbank, Illinois. Hello and welcome. Thanks for tuning on. And let's do, how about Mrs. Graham's class at Bridge Elementary in Chicago? We are so excited that you all are joining us today. Hello and welcome, Mrs. Graham's class, and to everyone else that's tuning in today. We are so excited to have you. And I know Farmer Natalie is excited to hear from you too. So speaking of Farmer Natalie, let's check in on her. Hey, Farmer Natalie, how are you doing today?
Hey, everybody. So good to see you all.
It is so good to see you too. Thank you, Natalie, for making time with us today and just letting us step on your farm for a few minutes and of course get to see Ivy and Rizzo. So this will be certainly a fun time together. So I would love for you to start us off. And first of all, right, there's two of you today. So go ahead and introduce both of you. And who is Burning Acres? And tell us a little bit about you guys.
Yeah, sure. With me is my husband, Farmer Matt. He's really the brains and the guy behind all of this. You guys are so nice to give me some credit here. But yes, we are a family dairy farm in Galena, Illinois. We
Oh,
milk about 450, mostly black and white
wow.
Holsteins, but we like to mix it up every once in a while. And we have some brown Swiss and some Jersey red and white Holstein, like you see in Rizzo. Matt,
Hmm.
what else? Am I missing any others? And oh yeah, we have a couple of
Oh,
Ayrshires. So
okay. That's exciting. Awesome. So 450 cows. That's a lot of animals to keep track of. How many people work at the farm to help monitor and manage all of those animals?
it's my husband with his two parents, our children, and then we have seven full-time wonderful people that help us work on the farm here and take care of all these girls.
That's amazing. It definitely takes a team effort to take care of all of those animals. And but now I know while you have an amazing team, that's still a lot of cows to just a couple of people. So what kind of resources do you have on the farm that helps you manage all of those cows? Are there any technology or tools or anything that you use?
The coolest thing I think that the kids might find really fascinating is that the
Yeah.
girls actually wear Fitbits. So Farmer Matt here, he can pull up his phone and he can see every single girl on the phone or through his phone because they're wearing these little
What?
Fitbits either in their ear as a little orange ear tag or around their necks like a necklace, and it
Oh my
tells
gosh.
Farmer Matt how much she ate that day, how much she slept, how much she drank, how long she rested
Wow.
for, even her temperature. So yeah, technology on farms has come a long a way. Just like you said, Brittany, we have a lot of things now that we didn't have before that help us take care of so many animals.
Yeah, wow. I love that while you have an amazing team, that amazing team can do their job even better when you've got technology to help you like that. I think it's pretty cool that they have a Fitbit. I mean, I definitely use my Fitbit, but it hollers at me if I don't stand for an hour, and so it's kind of doing the same thing for you, right? If the cow hasn't been moving and you got to go check on her, you probably get a notification saying, "Hey, go check on this cow," and kind of doing the same thing.
Yep, that's
That's incredible.
exactly. Matt can set all different alerts on his phone to let him know what's going on with each cow.
Wow. Awesome. So what does Farmer Matt or Farmer Natalie, what does your average day look like as a farmer? Kind of just sun up to sundown type thing.
Wow, gosh. Every day is a little bit different, Brittany, at the farm, but it usually starts pretty early
Hmm.
where Matt likes to wake up early. He likes to come over. He likes to check on the girls. He likes to sign into his computer. Lots of record keeping that happens on
Okay.
dairies these days. They're keeping track of all, like we just talked about, how the
Hmm.
girls are doing.
Sure.
Then it's time to feed them. It takes about 5 hours to feed the girls. Usually it's
Wow.
Matt doing that work, or we have one of our teammates that also helps with that work.
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
sometimes uh, we have to see which girls are going to be having babies soon. We need to check on
Ah. Uh-huh.
them. We milk cows 3 times a day, so our first shift
Wow.
begins at 4 in the morning and it
Oh
goes
my goodness.
until 9 in the morning. Takes about an hour and a half for us to clean up. And then we start again at noon and we go till 5 with an hour and a half to clean up. And then we'll start again about 7 and go till 1 a.m.
Oh my goodness, that is a almost like completely round the clock job that you guys are doing on that farm. That is absolutely incredible. So I know we're gonna get to talk a little bit more about all of that care and the food that they eat and things like that soon. But I know we have some really excited kiddos who are thrilled to get to see Rizzo and Ivy. So if we can get that camera turned around here to see how they're doing.
Yeah, let's do that.
You should be able to just, here, let's do, there we go. Perfect. Oh my goodness.
They're going to be really friendly with us today, I bet.
Oh my gosh. All right.
They
So,
are super social. They love the camera.
yeah, look at them posing for us all cute like right now. So obviously, their name tags certainly help us know who's who. So Rizzo is the red and white. Ivy is our black and white. So let's do a refresh here. I know when. Let's see, we'll start with Ivy. When Ivy was born, she was 33 inches and 87 pounds. I know she's certainly much bigger than that now. I know at our 6 month update, she was 420 pounds and 42 inches. How big do you think she is now?
She's probably about 45 inches and about 500 pounds.
Oh my goodness, she's growing so much. 500 pounds. That is incredible. So, for anyone that's been following, at about 8 months old, she's put on quite a bit of weight, 500 pounds and a number of inches. That is awesome. Hi, Ivy. So, give us a little, like a sneak peek into her personality. What's Ivy like?
Okay, so some of you might remember early on when she was just a little calf, she was pretty shy, but she has definitely grown into her own self and she definitely has opened up and she will come up. She really likes attention. She likes to greet all of our guests when they come, her
Oh.
and Rizzo both. So she's pretty sweet. Her and Rizzo are really great friends. They're always together whenever I'm trying to get their photos.
So they've definitely become pals over the season here. I'm sure they both look at each other like, "Oh, she's back to come get our picture."
Yes, they know they recognize me in the camera, that's for sure.
Oh, oh my goodness. She is certainly getting so big. So, a little bit of camera time here for Rizzo now. So, for Rizzo, she was just about the same as Ivy. We had her at 32 inches and 85 pounds. So, she was a little smaller at birth. Let's see. But as they've gotten older, Rizzo got significantly bigger. So, we had her at 455 pounds and 48 inches. So, how big do you think she is now?
She probably weighs about 520 pounds. If I can show you a
Wow.
little bit of a difference, if you can see that between the two of them or not. And
Yeah. Hmm.
she's probably 3 inches or so taller than her last time we measured her.
All right. So maybe like 50 inches, 51 inches or
Yeah,
so
yep.
total. Okay. Awesome. Oh my goodness. And a little bit about Rizzo. What's her personality been like all year?
Okay, Rizzo is a social gal. I tell you what, I was in here before we hopped on today, making sure we were all set and ready to go. I had to hop out because, as you can see right here now with Farmer Matt, she just loves attention. She's always licking me, grabbing my coat, whatever. She just wants to be up close. She really likes to be around people, I think.
Oh.
Yes, whenever our guests come to see her, she walks right up and she wants to greet all of them.
So
I'm
she's
surprised
definitely the
she's
people
staying back
person.
right now. Yeah.
Right. She's a little curious. Well, I mean, they're definitely a little confused about the camera maybe the phone's like, "What is this thing and why is it down at my face?"
Right. Yes.
She looks like she's being a little curious about that.
Yes. I have
Um
extra technology with on top of the phone today. So they are curious creatures. You are right, Brittany, and they pick up on those new things, that's for sure.
Oh, oh my gosh, they're getting so big. So, speaking of getting so big, I know we're, at 500 and 520 pounds, so they're getting really big and strong. But what will they be when they're full grown? Any idea about how big a full grown cow is?
Yeah, full grown they're going to weigh up to 1,800 pounds.
Oh my goodness. So, they have a long way to go yet, too.
I know, yes, but it will happen
Oh,
fast.
it will, right? So when do you consider them full grown? Like when are they considered mature?
You know what's fun about this? I learned this a while ago that cows actually aren't really considered cows until they've had their second baby. So these girls, let's see,
Oh.
they were born in September. So
Hmm.
this September, when school starts again, they'll be 1 year old. And then all of you kiddos, when you are, let's see, whatever grade you are in now, let's say you're
Hmm.
in third grade, when you are going into, let's say the third graders, when you're going to be in fifth grade, these
Yeah.
girls will be having their first baby. Or if you are in
Oh.
kindergarten, then when you're going to be in second grade, they'll have their first baby, and then they'll have another baby a year or so later, and that's when they be considered fully grown.
Okay, gotcha. So they can have their first baby when they're 2, but then it sounds like they grow a little bit more after they have that first baby, and more so when they're like 3 or so years old is when they'll actually be considered full grown and get to that
That's right.
1,800 pounds or
That's
so.
right. Yes, and
Wow.
we like to remind people that they don't really even start making milk then, right? Until
Sure.
after they have that first baby.
Wow. So right now, what do they do all day? If they don't make milk and they're not going into the milking parlor, what's their day like?
Yeah, it's a great question. Sometimes it's like we tell people when they come and visit the farm that the girls aren't really like pets, because they have a job to do and their job is to make milk. But you're right,
Hmm.
these girls aren't even making milk yet. So their job is just to grow by eating healthy, drinking a lot of water. They hang out with each other, just really focus on growing into strong, healthy calves and
Oh,
cows.
that sounds like the life. They don't even have to work yet. They don't even have homework. I
Right.
mean, they really
Yes.
just hang out with their friends and eat. That sounds like the life. Oh, so we have a couple questions. Actually, I should say more than a question, couple. It's a lot of questions. So let's see how many we can get through here. We have at St. Mary's in DeKalb. They were curious, how do Ivy and Rizzo get along with the other cows? Because we're assuming they're just in here with us for today, but how do they get along with the rest of the herd?
Yeah, so the cool thing is that they kind of have like you kids in school, you have all your third grade friends. These girls will have all their friends because they'll hang out with the same age group of cows. So they do, they figure it out, they become friends, they spend a lot of time together. And people sometimes ask, do they ever like fight or anything? And you know what? They are pretty gentle creatures, I tell you. They really do
Oh,
well sharing their space and getting along with each other.
oh, I love that. I'm so glad to hear that they are loving up on all of their herd mates and getting along just fine. No, no, no major troublemakers, right? That's good
No,
for them.
no, they're not. They're really gentle, docile creatures.
Wonderful. Oh, a good question for you and Farmer Matt. We're curious. This is from Kalina. She's asking, do you grow any crops on your farm?
Yes, hay and corn. And all of the
Uh-huh.
hay and corn that we grow at Berning Acres actually goes to feed these girls.
Uh-huh. Wow, that's incredible. So you raise all not only are you dairy farming, but you're also crop farming and raising all of your own food so that way they can grow big and strong. Very
Yeah,
nice.
yep, we run about 800 acres to feed all the girls here.
Wow, that's a lot. So speaking of their food, what is their favorite food or snack to eat right now? Or what are they eating?
Yeah, so we add a little sweet pellet to their
Mhm.
diet. It's like a molasses. They think it's really sweet, and that is
Mm,
their favorite part of their TMR, we call it. Which
gotcha.
is basically a really super nutritious smoothie. They try to pick throughout their favorites. We try to make it hard for them to do that, so we make sure they're getting all of the nutrition. But yes, if
Gotcha.
they could pick their favorites out, it would be the sweet molasses.
Well, I think we like our sweet things too, so I don't blame them for liking that sweet molasses treat in their food. And sorting, I think I know a couple kids that might be on with us today that might try to push their veggies to the side every now and then. So can we blame them, right? They're kids.
Right, right,
But,
exactly.
hey, I love. So you mentioned a TMR, a total mixed ration. Can you talk a little bit about who helps you create that ration?
Yes, actually, our nutritionist, his name is Jordan. He was actually here this morning. We were
Oh,
doing our weekly herd health check, and Jordan, the
huh.
girl here, the cow's nutritionist, is here every other one of those herd health checks, and he works with Matt to balance the girl's diet.
Wow.
Yeah.
So these girls have their own nutritionist, and then essentially they have their own chef, which is you guys, because you're making all of their food. And then it's fed to them. How often do they eat in a day? Like, do they have breakfast, lunch, dinner like we do, or how does that work for them?
Right. Yeah, that's a great question, Brittany. We feed them once a day. It takes us about 5 hours to feed them all here, and their food is out in front of them. They have access to it all day long. Throughout the day, we do have to go like with our bobcat or a skid steer, shovel, or whatever, and push their feet up because it kind of gets out into the alley a little bit, and we want to make sure that they can get it all. And then tomorrow it will all be gone and we'll start again.
Hmm.
Our grown girls in the milking herd eat about 100 pounds of food a day.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That is certainly a lot of food. So you guys are making a lot of food if you've got 450 grown cows to be feeding 100 pounds of food to every single day. I see why you need 800 acres to raise all of your food now.
Yes.
We have a fun question because I know we can have been able to see some in the background. We've got some folks that are curious. Do you have other animals on the farm? And if so, what are
Yes, we have a lot of other animals at the farm. I'll try to
they?
show you some here. We have, well, you're seeing a lot of goats. So we have 5 kiddos, Farmer Matt and I, and they are involved in 4-H. So these animals, these goats, and we have sheep, chickens, ducks. They they show these animals at the
Oh,
fair. They care for them, they feed them, they have their chores to do every day, give them clean water, feed, clean out their pens. And then we have some pigs also. They have to take the pigs on walks, make
oh
sure
my
they're getting
goodness.
all the proper exercise. Their muscles are growing big and strong.
Wow. I love that. Look at it's so many different animals on the farm, and that one goat right here is looking right at us like,
Yeah.
"Hello, what do you?" Aw, very nice. I love that you have so many animals. What fun! I'm sure that's fun for you and your kids too. That's great.
Yes.
Let's see. We were, oh, so this is an interesting question. I think we might have mentioned it, right? That, or we've mentioned it in our updates. So we're curious, why do Ivy and Rizzo have to switch pens? Like, they started it in individual housing and then they moved to a bigger pen, and I know they'll move to the milk cows eventually. But what's the reason for that movement around the farm?
I love this question. So I like to tell people when they come and visit at our farm that the farm's kind of like kids in school. They graduate from one spot or one classroom and they go to the next based on their needs. So their nutritional needs change as they get larger, as they
Mm-hmm.
grow bigger and stronger. They need a bigger space for them. So yeah, it's just like kids in school where you get bigger, you outgrow elementary school, you go to middle school, and then you go
Mm-hmm.
to high school.
Hmm,
That happens at the farm also.
very cool. I love that. So it's like a classroom. Very neat.
Yes, yeah.
So I know we briefly mentioned it, but I see some questions coming in just for clarification. So we talked about how at 2 years old they'll have their first baby. So that means that's when they'll start producing milk, right? And then that's when they'll join the milking herd. Um,
That's exactly
so
right.
so once they join that milking herd and they start producing milk, can we just briefly talk about what that milking process is like? For them, like, are they in there for a while or is it a short time? Or I see Miss Rizzo's getting a bath this morning.
Yes. Yes, great question. So you're asking about the milking process, Brittany.
Yes.
So I
Hmm.
had mentioned before that we do milk the girls 3 times a day.
Hmm.
One thing people are always surprised to learn is that the girls, it only takes about 3 to 5 minutes actually
Wow.
for her to be milked. And typically she gives us about 3.5 gallons or so of milk in that 3 to 5 minutes. So some
Oh
take
my
the full
goodness.
5 minutes, some take 3 minutes. There's a sensor in the milker. It knows when she's all done and it will automatically come off.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Three
they
to
really
five
just work
minutes.
for 15 minutes a
Right.
day.
Wow, that's amazing. So even when they do start producing milk, work is still really not much of their day, and all they really have to focus on is just eating and staying hydrated and resting. I think they've got this down pat. I think we should maybe resemble or look at what they're doing. Clearly, it's successful, and try to be more like a cow in
Yeah, wouldn't
life.
that be nice?
It would be wonderful. Oh man. So I see some questions coming across here. We are curious about, so obviously they look really happy and healthy right now. But what happens if one's not feeling well? How do you know they're not feeling well? What are some signs that you look for?
Yeah, so I had mentioned earlier about the Fitbit and being able
Hmm.
to track her temperature, and that is a Fitbit right there. What we're seeing in this,
Gotcha, the orange one.
yeah, this
Hmm.
orange tag in her ear. So that will tell Farmer Matt right away that she had a spike in temperature. Something's not right. It will tell us that she's not eating as much as she normally does. So those two signs right there are quick signs that we have access to all of that information all of the time.
Sure.
So then let's say that, yeah, Farmer Matt, he'll take a look at them on his own. He'll kind of check things out. But like I said, we do also work with our local veterinarian, and
Hmm.
she's here once a week doing preventative health care on our herd as well. She
Awesome.
can tell my husband at just 30 days old if a cow's pregnant using an ultrasound
Wow.
machine.
That's
Yeah, it's
amazing.
pretty cool. Yep.
Huh. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I see a question here. I know both of our girls were randomly licking things, and now our friend here is giving Miss Rizzo a bath. We had someone just curious, why do cows lick things? Like, is that, is there any reason for it, or are they just curious animals?
Well, you said it right. It's really curiosity. And again, we have to remember these girls are 7 months old. So like their tongue, they're exploring, they're having fun, they like to suck on things. They're figuring out the world with
Oh,
what they have available. And their tongue is long and they can get a
oh.
sense of what things taste like and feel like. These two
These
girls
two.
are.
Oh my gosh, they really are friends. They're like, "Hi, can we be friends today?" Oh
Hmm.
my gosh, they are being so cute. And I mentioned it a little bit ago. I said that she's giving her a bath, so that actually brings up a good question. Do they get a bath? Like, do you hose them down with water and do the whole bath thing, or how do they stay clean?
Oh my gosh, I cannot imagine giving all of these girls a bath. Holy smokes. Um, no, so we don't give them a bath. When they go into the parlor, we have a hose. We like to spray things down and try our best to keep things clean. And we can do that with the hose. We can spray off their legs and stuff if it had rained and they got a little muddy and things like
Sure.
that. Otherwise, nature just kind of takes its course and takes care of these girls.
Oh,
And they stay pretty clean with fresh
yeah,
bedding and things.
yeah.
That is a priority of ours for sure.
Sure, absolutely. And as winter turns into spring, they'll start losing their thick hair, which will also shed any of the dirt off and stuff like that too. So, and they keep each other clean. Very cool. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
So we're gonna start wrapping up here, and I know we're already running a couple minutes over, but these are just amazing questions. Thank you so much to all of you who are tuning in today. Someone that was curious, how long have you guys been dairy farmers?
Great question. So Matt has been a dairy farmer his entire life. He was born and raised on this farm, and he went to school to learn how to even become a better farmer. And I just got to meet meet him and marry him, and it took
Oh.
me a little while to identify myself as a farmer. At first I was a teacher. So
Ah,
I'm still identifying and figuring out my role at
sure.
the farm.
I mean, I would say you're definitely able to bring your passions together, right, with the Adopt a Cow program and doing this. And I know you guys do farm tours and things, and
Yes.
yeah, able to
It's
kind
a
of bring
good
those two
blend. Yeah,
together.
it's a good blend of different talents for sure.
That's awesome. Very cool. So I would love to wrap up with one more question, or maybe it will make, well, let's do one more and then the final one. So we had some folks curious, what's your favorite part of dairy farming? Like, what's the one thing that you're like, yep, I love doing that chore, or I love doing this thing on the farm?
Yeah, I'm going to ask Farmer Matt that question. What would you like me to tell them, Farmer Matt? What's your favorite?
All of the aspects of it, from the newborn babies to taking care of the animals to feeding them to seeing them grow up and become
Yeah.
mature animals.
Yeah, so what Farmer
Oh,
Matt was saying is he just loves it all. There's not a boring day. There, every day is new and exciting. We have a newborn calf born every day at the farm. There's always a new challenge. So
oh.
the whole thing, Farmer Matt would say.
That's awesome. I love that. Thank you so much. So as we wrap up today, and it looks like Rizzo's starting to bring her personality back out and starting
Yes,
to eat
yes.
Farmer Matt. As we wrap up today, we've talked about how you guys are working round the clock, right? You've got all these animals to take care of, outside of dairy cows too, right? All of your other animals. It's day in and day out. You don't take off for your birthday or bad weather or anything like that. So what is your why behind what you do every single day? Why did you choose dairy farming?
Yeah, definitely the why would be that we know that we are caring for these animals so well, and they are
Hmm.
creating a super powerhouse beverage to feed the world. It's
Yeah.
pretty incredible the work that is involved to take care of these animals and to bring that super nutritious milk and ice cream, yogurt, all of those things onto our kitchen tables. We
Uh,
don't, yeah, we don't take it for granted.
yeah, I love that. I love that you are feeding the world, right? What an amazing opportunity to have. So few people get to say that they feed the world, and you do it with what I think is some of the best stuff, right? Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, all those goodies. Do you happen to know what product or brand or store or anything like that that your milk goes to?
Yeah, so the cool thing is that our co-op is takes all of our milk into Wisconsin because we are right on the border of Wisconsin, and it
Uh-huh.
goes to some really amazing cheesemakers in Wisconsin and gets turned into a variety of different cheeses.
Oh man, cheese is
Yeah,
my love language. That sounds
right?
delicious. Very cool. Oh, this has been an amazing time together. Thank you so much for just caring so deeply about your cows and your farm and the land that you're on, and really providing such a nutritious and delicious product for us to enjoy. This has been a lot of fun. Is there anything else you wanted to share with us today, Farmer Natalie, before we tune off?
Thank you, everyone, for being a part of the Adopt a Cow program. Thank you for
Yeah,
going above and beyond for your students to help them learn about where their food comes. We sincerely appreciate all of your efforts, and it's
yeah.
been a really fun year.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Wow, this has truly been just an amazing experience and visit today. I want to just echo that and say thank you, Farmer Natalie and Farmer Matt, for letting us step onto your farm and get a close up of Rizzo and Ivy today as they were just doing all their cute things. And thank you all, echoing what Natalie said to you, to our classes, our teachers, our students. I know we have some homeschool groups and libraries and cafeterias and assisted living centers. I mean, the list goes on and on of who's in this program. We are so thankful for you for choosing agriculture in the classroom and wanting to learn more about where your food comes from. We hope you had a lot of fun learning about life on the farm and about your calf and how they are raised on a farm. If you loved this experience and want to do it again, we welcome you to join the fun again next year. Reminder, this Friday, May 1st, registration will open up again. You can go to discoverdairy.com/adopt and simply log in and re-enroll for next year's program. And we would love for you to bring a friend along into next year's program. Maybe we can hit 3 million students next year. How amazing would that be? From all of us at Discover Dairy and Burning Acres, thank you so much for spending your morning with us. We hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Keep learning, keep exploring, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye, everybody.